if you're going to talk about it, also explain what the fuck the white people was doing there.
What is going on, you guys, and welcome on another episode. If you are joining for the very first time, thank you so much for being here today. I don't know if you guys have seen the news coming from Haiti. There is chaos in Haiti and it has been all over the news. And this guy from Australia, because I saw so many comments of people in the comment section saying both of you to sit down there in your Australian accent and be telling us this guy maybe decided to educate people on what is going on in Haiti, but I'm feeling the vibe of him saying they deserve what is going on or whatsoever, which you guys are going to hear as well in a minute. He was talking about how the Haiti revolution is them basically committing genocide, like literally giving the audience a whitewashed history, talking about how they will go to white people's house, knock on their door, and start, killing them. It was just a matter of few minutes before people started stitching to his video and literally dragging him and giving him the vid of his life because he was passing a very dangerous information on his TikTok account. Without wasting much time, let me just roll the clip of the video he posted, and then we are going to come back and talk about it because these people are literally drinking from the same cup their ancestors used back then.
Literal cannibal gangs currently control Haiti. But another interesting fact about Haiti is that 200 years ago, they genocided every single white person. They went door to door and systematically killed every white woman, white child, and white man. They committed this genocide under the guise of freedom and independence, but ironically, 200 years later, they'll be asking white nations like France and the USA for aid for those nations to restore any semblance of society or order. But another interesting fact about Haiti is that 200 years ago, they genocided every single...
Look, I'd rather you come online and just say that you're a racist towards Haitians and you don't like that. I'd rather you come online and just gleefully shout that you're happy that the country is in chaos, right? But calling the Haitian Revolution a genocide has got to be the silliest thing that you could ever do. Because what did you want them to do? Did you want them to shake hands and kiss each other on the cheek after these people had enslaved them for years on end? Or what did you expect them to do? Did you expect them to sit down and have a proper conversation on how they should not be treated like animals? Like, you're silly, but that's not even the silliest thing you said, right? Because you go on to say that, and ironically, they would end up calling for, European and white people because they need their help. Because I don't know about you, but if I was a demographic that was enslaved by another demographic and then had to fight for my freedom, and then that other demographic who enslaved me condemned me to pay an ungodly amount of money. And in order for other demographics not to have their slaves revolt against them, they shun and ostracize my country and my people for years on end, and then seeping into my government and destabilizing my country little by little from the inside. I guess I wouldn't be doing so well either. But it's okay. You don't like Haitians and you probably don't like black people. But I would rather you just come online and say that and deal with your consequences. Own your truth. You might be okay with the enslavement of black people, perhaps because you don't see them as people who deserve rights.
Another interesting fact about Haiti is that 200 years ago, they genocided every single white person.
You mean the Haitian Revolution? What? Oh my god, yes. I would hope that they did kill their slave masters. Children who would grow up to own hey, I'm not judging. You gotta do what you gotta do. Thank God that they did. Thank God. Is this supposed to be a bad thing? What the fuck? People will always sit here and be like, oh, that was too far, that was too far. You know what was too far? Owning slaves. You know what was too far? Inventing a slave trade. You know what was too far? Brutalizing black people, using their body parts for accessories and furniture and toys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, the Haitian Revolution killed white people. Killed all of them. And then inspired revolutions in all over enslaved countries, colonized countries in Latin America. You know what's crazy? A thing I always love to mention because y'all ignorant asses don't do any reading. Haiti still owes France a reparation. They owe France reparations for freeing themselves from slavery. Being forced into slavery, taken from your home, put in a foreign land, you fight your freedom, and now you're having to pay a freedom tax because the country who you freed yourself against decided that you took it too far, and now you owe them money. It's actually sick and twisted how racist this world is and how racist people like you are. I hope you have a horrible day.
Every single white person. They went door to door and systematically killed every white woman.
I think this rhetoric that he's trying to push is so hilarious because Haiti was like the first country to liberate itself from slavery. What did you expect them to do? Knock on their slave owner's door and be like, can you please let us be free? Like, if you were learning about slavery and they did not go in depth in what happened on those sugar plantations, they should have. They should have told y'all about how they were literally boiling slaves alive in sugar. Let's talk about how they did what they had to do to liberate themselves, and we applaud them for it. I feel like the same people who push this rhetoric, the same people who have this idea that like Haiti should not have did what they did to liberate themselves, clearly did not know the history and the brutality of Haitian slavery. Because if you did, and you knew that they accounted for over 60% of coffee exports and like 40% of sugar exports, if you knew the type of horrific things that were going on in Haiti, you would not have this type of mindset. You would understand why they liberated themselves the way that they did. And what we're not going to do is try to check an oppressed group on how they liberated themselves from slavery. Maybe if those enslavers had not been there in the first place, they would not have received the fate that they got.
Haiti is that 200 years ago, they genocided every single white person. They went door to door.
When I say learn from Haiti, this is what I'm talking about. Should you and your people successfully remove your oppressors from your state, should you successfully remove your oppressors from your vicinity, this is how they're going to spin the narrative. They own the news stations, they write the books, they are the ones who are controlling education in our curriculums in multiple countries. They're going to spin it as though somehow they were just minding their business and we went door to door. Please ask them what the French were doing in Haiti. Millions of Tainos and Black Africans enslaved and murdered under French rule in Haiti. But they want you to think that we just revolted for no reason and call it that what?
Literal cannibal gangs currently control Haiti. But another interesting fact about Haiti is that
A quick Google search would help you realize that all these cannibal things that you're seeing are videos from a year ago. Second of all, I think that you should try to translate what barbecue or Izzo. These are the gang leaders of the notorious gangs that you're talking about in Haiti, even though I think you should try to fix your terminology, even though you clearly don't know about what you're talking about. Just translate anything that they've been saying to these reporters, like literally anything. Also, I'm concerned that the event you're talking about over 200 years ago was the Haitian Revolution. I'm concerned because, a lot of Republicans were talking about wanting to take a civil literacy exam before us having to vote, and things like this scare me. Anyway, that's all. I hope you guys can read a book one day.
systematically killed every white woman, white child, and white man. They committed this genocide under the guise of freedom and independence, but ironically, 200 years later, they'll be asking nations like France and the USA for aid.
It's a beautiful day in LA, and I'm about to drag this bitch. Let's talk about this. First, mostly, my name is Madison, the creator behind the Madison channel. I actually have a podcast where I'm detailing the history of slavery and looking at it through the lens of true crime called Bloodstained. If that's interesting to you, then hit the link in the bio, subscribe to The Swan, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to me on all DSP, subscribe to my Substack for more intimate information about me. All of that is linked in the bio. Get into it. Episode 1 is already out. Surprise, surprise, I have an entire episode dedicated to the Haitian Revolution because it does not get its shine for how important it was for shaping the modern world, okay? Haiti freed itself and then it freed the world. The reverberations of the Haitian Revolution led to slavery being outlawed in all Western countries, okay? But again, if you want to hear all those details, this is broad strokes, but if you want the details, link in the bio. That episode's dropping soon. Now, what he's referring to is the Haitian Revolution, which is definitely not what I was getting when he was explaining what happened. So kind of let's go point for point, but I just want to explain a few background things about Haiti at the time during the revolution off the dome before we get into breaking down and checking his points point for point. Number 1, the demographic of Haiti at the time, we're going back in the day, early 1800s, boom. The demographic of Haiti at the time, right before the revolution, was not in the French's favor at all. And this is important to point out and part of why I think the revolution was so successful. Number 1, In Central South America and the Caribbean, those types of plantations were much different than the ones in the colonies. They're a much bigger scale. They're on a commercial scale. There's something called mercantilism, I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's the concept that's the basis for colonialism, which basically says there's a mother country and then you claim different pieces of land and you use those pieces of land specifically for their raw materials to enrich the mother country, right? That was just the vibe at the time. That is what a lot of European nations did, and that's why a lot of them are rich. Haiti was a French colony, and so when it comes to these, specific places where plantations were live in Central and South America and the Caribbean, the plantations weren't like the plantations in the colony. It was very uncommon for an owner of a plantation in North America and the colony to have more than 100 slaves. It was very common in those places because you have to think it was just big swaths of land based on the economy of free labor, sending the raw materials to the mother country so they can enrich themselves, right? Because of that, the demographic there was very much swayed towards the enslaved Africans. Over 90% of the demographic population of Haiti at that time was enslaved Africans. And then the little bit of 10% was split up amongst, mixed people, as well as, white overseers that were not landowners, and then the white landowners, right? On top of that, it also wasn't really common for whole European families to live and settle there. It was mostly men. It was mostly, them overseeing their land or their plantation or working for the plantation to send money back to the motherland where their actual family lived. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, the French there were outnumbered to an insane degree, but they didn't think that the enslaved Africans had enough sense to ever revolt against them, which was obviously a huge mistake, but that is the foundation for what we are talking about now. Now let's check Mr. whatever his name is. First and first, mostly that massacre he's specifically talking about was actually a retaliation to a massacre that was carried out by the Europeans first. You wouldn't know that if you didn't look it up. You clearly looked it up only as far as Wikipedia, not shading Wikipedia, but you didn't really look it up in context as to what was happening. Mind you, this is in the midst of a revolution. This is in the midst of a war. So let's contextualize that genocide properly, first mostly. Secondly, and what I want to spend the most time talking about is what he was saying in the latter half of his commentary about the money and Haiti begging for money. Let's clear all of that up. Yeah, right quick. So as I previously laid out for you, the Haitian Revolution was probably one of the most important revolutions to happen in our modern world. You wouldn't know that, though, because you probably only have learned of the French Revolution and the American Revolution. And that's on purpose, and that's a true crime story. But we can get into that in Bloodstained. What I mean to say is this: the truth of what happened after the Haitian Revolution answers a lot of questions. So boom, Haiti successfully pushes out the European powers that were trying to come in and re-enslave them, okay? It's been years of fighting. They successfully push them out, or they die from yellow fever. Either or, a win's a win, and they're starting to kind of figure out what they're going to do. And then boom, the French pull up to the coast of Haiti with guns and an army and basically say, hey, you owe us a ton of money. Basically, what the French did is calculate, the infrastructure they left and the enslaved people that they had to forego owning because of the revolution, calculated all of that, came up with a nice number. I think it was over 200 million, if I'm not mistaken, probably over some billion in today's money, but, some kind of million in yesterday's money. And basically they said, okay, you have to pay us back all of that money with interest. Yeah, or else we won't recognize you as a legitimate place. Of course, Haiti at the time didn't have any money. They didn't have the money to pay the French back for this. They did not have the money to do that. So they had to borrow the money with huge interest in order to pay the French back. So they start paying the French back. It takes them years to pay the French back up to a point, and then surprise, surprise, America buys the debt, and so Haiti starts paying America, back for the interest that they owe on the original debt, basically. They never paid the full thing back, but essentially that whole situation crippled Haiti from the beginning to never be able to make the ends meet. So when Haiti, immediately after Haiti successfully had a revolution, they didn't even have time to build up a successful infrastructure, successful trade, successful anything before the French were like, you owe us millions of dollars and you have to pay us now. And so they did what they could, obviously, and that is basically what has led Haiti into this slow downward slide from that point on, because they could never make the ends meet. Suffice it to say, there's been many, many years of foreign intervention there, many, corrupt governments, puppet governments put up by the US and the Western countries, blase, blase. But all I will say is this. If you're going to speak on something and have the audacity to say it with your chest, at least make sure you double check the facts. You sound dumb as hell coming on this internet saying stuff like that, because that's not what happened. I also think it's really funny that when October 7th happened and a lot of Black creators were, showing their support for the watermelon region, we were saying, looking at a lot of you people and saying, oh, if the Haitian Revolution actually happened today, you would be siding with the slave owners. And you actually are. I didn't think you would actually come on this internet and actually do that. That's hilarious. You're a loser. Get a life.
Honestly, his video is so jarring. It's almost like he's so happy that there is a chaos going on in Haiti right now, because every single time these people have the opportunity to insert themselves into situations, they will always prove to us that they want to be the victims so freaking bad. The entire video was giving, it's finally time for you people to suffer because you people killed so many white people, which was literally these people freeing themselves from them being treated like animals. They are still paying money because they gain freedom. Let's just think about that for a second, because if he actually took his time to think about that, or even try to check the things that these people had to go through to a point where they had to start knocking door, like he said, he's not going to sit down and make that video. He's almost saying, you guys killed so many white people, and both of you people to now start, asking for aid from the United States of the French people. Why are you not talking about the pain that these people were subjected to at that point? Why are you not talking about how much they had to go through just to be able to free themselves? This man was literally talking about if they needed a liberation, they should have just rented out a hall and invite the white people and the Haitis to come and sit down and have a heart-to-heart conversation, like any liberation is going to come out that way. Is there any way they will free themselves if they literally make it peaceful? He's talking like his own people are even peaceful. He's talking like his own people are nice and they should have called for a meeting for them to tell them to leave their land. These same people that will go to other people's land and start acting like it's their own. It was still last week we were talking about the white-only bars that they were having in Sri Lanka, a place that literally give them open arms to come and feel safe in their land. Now they are having their own separate, trying to divide themselves from the locals in that country. The audacity in his video is literally stinking. He wants the Haitians to tell them, please kindly leave our country because we don't like how you people are treating us after they have been treated like animals. His video is annoying, very, very annoying. Just like this person said, demonizing people liberating themselves, it seems to be some folks' favorite things to do. Exactly. They love doing it. They want to be the victim so bad. They want to insert themselves into situations so bad. They want people to be sorry for them so bad. They don't even know the pity party that they want to be involved in, but this is not looking good. This comment said, he is ignoring the fact that they literally only killed French people responsible for their enslavement. They left the Polish people alone, who were their allies there, Polish descendants in Haiti to these days. Another person said the fact that he went out of his way to make slave owners look like the victims. That was exactly what he did in that video. That was what he was literally saying. And as well, even going as far as saying they don't deserve the hate, because why are they calling for hate when they have done this to palm-colored people? Another person said, France took so much from the country resources, its people, and when Haiti was finally free, they shut down their trading because they never saw that coming. Another person said, his video is incredibly dangerous. I can't tell if he genuinely believes that or is being intentionally misleading. It has to be one of the two. But maybe he's genuinely doing that just to be able to get some traction, because let's not forget that these people will literally do anything to go viral. But maybe that was what he was taught. We know the whitewash part of the history. Maybe that was what he was taught to make his own people look good to him. But let me hear what you guys think about all of this. Another person said, I heard the word genocide recently and started declaring everything a genocide. Embarrassing. I am embarrassed for him. Maybe he just loved the word genocide and does not necessarily know what it means and just trying to use the word, but now he is overusing it because it's just spewing trash in his video. The last one I have here said, if killing slave owners is a genocide, would that make the French Revolution a genocide too? And that is a very important question. I am tired of these undercover white supremacists. These people fought for their life. Even after fighting for their life, they are still telling them to pay because they felt they took the process too far. The process they took too far was the process of freeing their own people. They are paying to these people, and this person is saying, oh, there was a genocide they did because they were fighting for their own liberation. They were fighting their own freedom. They were the very first country to take that step, and every other one followed. And now he's saying their revolution is literally them committing a genocide. They will never cease to amaze us. Like, we are not that shocked. It's just the audacity to sit down and be spewing trash. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section, and let me know what you think about what all these people said as well. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on, and I will see you guys in the next one.